My name's Logan Van Ostrin. I'm an engineer with Chillicothe Fire, and we're at Chillicothe Station 1, and we'll be talking about Truck 1 today. So, this is our engineer seat. Pretty much the person that drives your apparatus, the person that's going to be manning your ladder, the person that's going to be pumping your truck. This is where he's going to sit. We have all of our bells and whistles, our emergency lights, scene lighting, shifting the pump, because this truck is a quint. So that means we carry water and we do have a pump on us. So we're able to do that. We have our ladder PTO on this side. That's how we get the big ladder to work. And that's our engineer seat for Truck 1. Alrighty. So Truck 1 is a 6-seater truck. We have 2 in the front seat. Your engineer seat does not have an air pack. Your captain's seat will. In the back, we have 4 more seats. Each seat here will have an air pack. We have flashlights for every firefighter in the back. And then we also have our air packs. So we have our air packs. These are what we're going to wear when we go inside of a fire to do any type of water suppression or search. The back seats are where your firefighters are going to sit. The front seat, your engineer doesn't have a pack because they're more worried about pumping. And then your captain's doing on-scene command type stuff typically, or going in with you guys. Back here is where your workhorses are. This is where all the work gets done in the truck. So, Truck 1 has a 15-minute gallon pump on it. That supplies our big waterway up here that can supply up to 1,200 gallons. So over here we have all of our pre-connects with our hoses. So in case we have to do any actual interior firefighting, like I said, this is a quint, so we have the capabilities that an engine does. And we also have our large diameter line, larger diameter for a 2.5 up here. So if we need big fire, big water. And then as we go through here, all of our pre-connects, we have a nice exterior gate on here. It makes us control water flow a little bit better. And yeah, that's kind of our pump for Truck 1. Alrighty. Our first compartment we have is a pretty simple one. It's where all of our traffic cones are. If we're out on a road, or if we're like doing blocking for a car accident, we'll put these out just because, as you can see with the outriggers, the trucks get so wide that we need to do all we can to protect ourselves and also the motorists as well. We also carry a pin in this one too that we put on our outriggers. That's just an extra safety feature that we have. And that's our first compartment. So this is our second compartment. We call it our engineer's compartment. This is pretty much everything your engineer will need to run our calls. We have our different types of water supply stuff like Siameses, gated Ys. We got some pony lines on here if we have any kind of weird stretches to a hydrant. And we keep some flares on there just for wintertime and all that stuff. Every one of our trucks carries some level of foam. We don't use it often, but when you want it, you need it. We have different types of nozzles we can put on the end of our master stream up there. Right now, we have what's called a fog nozzle on it, but if we want to, we can put a larger smoothbore on there. We have another one up here too for that. And that is the engineering compartment on Truck 1. Alrighty, the next 2 compartments we have is 3 and 4. This has all of our RIT stuff in it. So RIT is rapid intervention. So anytime that we have interior crews going in to fight a fire, we have a RIT team. Those guys' sole job is to, if anything happens to our firefighters, they go in and pull them out. So we have a Stokes basket we can break down. We have our actual RIT packs right here. This has an SCBA bottle in it with a 60-minute bottle for if there's any air issues. This has some like easy to move demolition tools. And this is something called a sked stretcher. And all that is, it's almost like a taco. You just kind of like roll someone in it, and we can just drag them right out. It's very good for confined spaces. And then in this next one, we have all of our demo tools. So if we're going to overhaul, if we need to do any type of forcible entry, ventilation, we have our chainsaws. We have our different axes back here. We have your typical, what's known as a fireman's axe. Something we also like carrying is the pig. The surface area on the head of the pig makes it a lot easier for bashing through things and doing forcible entry than a typical axe would. And that is the majority of our tools. We, of course, have some stuff like New York hooks and stuff, but you'll see those when we get to them. This is our 5th compartment. This is more of our just general tools. So we have a K12 saw, fantastic for pretty much cutting through anything you need to get through. We have a Honda generator here, just with a light on it, just to give us a little bit of extra scene lighting. 2 extra LED lights, just kind of a jack of all trades box is what we call it. Just has a bunch of random assortment of tools that you might need either for working on the truck or maybe something on scene. Then we have our big hose clamp back there. And that is that 5th compartment. Oop. Moving to compartment 6, this is where our overhaul stuff typically is at. We also keep some rope in case we need to do anything like shoring stuff together. We don't do rope off stuff here. It's more if we need to anchor anything to the truck. And we have all of our tarps that we use for overhaul. So not only do we have to worry about saving your house and also you in a fire, we also do our best to save your property, any items you have in there as well. That's 6. Alrighty, now we'll take you up and we'll actually look at our controls and how we actually use our main ladder on here. So the crown jewel of the whole entire truck is obviously the main ladder we got. We have a 100-foot stick on here, which means there's no basket on the end. All of our controls are ran right here, right adjacent to the ladder. It's all inverted, so you would think this would take it up, it actually takes it down. So all the controls are inverted. We also have a that master stream I talked about on the end of the nozzle, on the end of the ladder, sorry. That's where you control all of it right here. So you can move it from down here. You don't have to be up at the top. Fully maxed out, our ladder is 110 feet. And there's not anywhere in our district that we would not be able to serve our community or the surrounding communities using this truck. We've used it on plenty of calls, and she does good work. And it's always fun when we get her out. Alright, so once we get on scene and decide that we're going to need our big ladder, we're going to have to put our outriggers out. All that happens through the control panel right here. You flip the switch up, that gives you power over your outriggers, and then we have 2 different individual controls for each of them. And so obviously these control the ones on the left side, and these will control our ones on the right side. And we have a nice level here, which lets us know as long as we're within this green spot, we do not risk flipping our truck or rolling it at all. If we start getting out of there, we have to start worrying about some body roll. And that's how we actually set up our truck when we need the ladder. This is compartment 7. This is where we keep all the ladders. So we have 2 16s, we have a 14-foot roof ladder. We have a little attic ladder here for smaller scuttle holes. We have a 24-foot extension ladder and also a 35-foot ladder as well, both extension ladders. We also carry some of our longer tools back here, like our pike poles. We have 8-foot, 12-foot, and a couple 16-footers in there. And that's all we keep back here. And this is actually the waterway that you'll see when it goes up the ladder. That feeds up through there. And that is compartment 7. Alrighty. Compartment 8 is where we have our safety equipment for actually getting on the ladder. So we have these big old belts with a nice big carabiner on there. So once when we finish climbing the ladder, get in position, we can hook into the ladder so we don't risk falling out. If for some reason wind kicks up or we have a flashover and stuff wants to blow out of the house, it keeps us safe so we don't fall off the ladder. And here we also have some of our water cans. So that's just 2.5 gallons of water. And we also have an ABC extinguisher, which is you'll see typically in most households. And that is compartment 8. Alrighty, compartment 9. This is where we keep our hydrant bag. So to actually hook up to our hydrants, where we need to make a connection or flow any water, this has everything we need at the hydrant to be able to get that water supply. So one of your backstep firefighters will grab this and head to the hydrant and catch the hydrant while me as engineer is setting up our water supply at the truck. And then while we're here, we also have 6 air bottles on the truck that we keep spare. So on same spot on the other side of the truck, and we have one right up the way there. That one carries 4, the ones in the back carry 2. So we have enough air bottles for everyone on the truck to have one bottle, then have a backup bottle if needed. Alrighty, compartment 10. Compartment 10. This is where all of our generators live, aside from the other one we have on the other side. But so this is a fan. We have a gas-powered fan on here. Fantastic for any type of ventilation we want to do. Then we also have another generator, so for those LED lights we have on the other side, this is how we run those in case we need to. And I mentioned that other spot with the air bottles. This one like on the other side, also holds 2. So again, we get in there, we do a lot of work, we come out, we can do all the bottle swapping on this one truck and not have to rely on another vehicle to do that. Along with the truck though, we also have outlets on here because of the onboard generator. So if we need to plug in lights, we can plug it straight to the truck too. We don't necessarily have to use this generator. All right, in our final compartment we have, this is just kind of like a collect-all type. So we have some more tarps here for any type of overhaul and stuff we do. We have our fuses for the actual truck themselves, and then we have a cap, so if for some reason we can't get Ameren, which is our electric provider in our area, if we can't get them out there, we can take the meter off and use this to cover that location so we can protect everyone from any other exposed wires. And that is all the compartments